What's up, YouTube? Nomad back again. Just uploading a video out of request by some of you regarding um, which elements to collect, which aren't as important. So this one is basically for beginners, just starting out. So this will be the first of many more beginner's guide videos to come. So to make it short and sweet, when you're first starting out, this is not only about which ones to collect, which ones to ignore, but organization and things like that for technology. So, I mean, when you first start out, the game wants you to collect a bunch of ferrite dust to actually rebuild and repair your where is it? Your scanner. So you need that basically to craft things. Um, so it's the very basic crafting item. So to recharge your hazard protection, you need to gather sodium. So sodium is the yellow plants that you find on every planet. Now, ferrite dust, of course, is mining the smaller rocks. The larger rocks, like the boulders and stuff, is the pure ferrite. You're going to need to upgrade your multi-tool for that. So you got ferrite dust and you got sodium. The next thing that you really need to find are things like oxygen. Oxygen recharges your life support, and your life support is consumed whenever you walk, run, and especially when you use your jetpack. Using your jetpack drains it a lot faster than just walking. So you have that, and carbon is another one of those basic building block items that you will need. So they're found basically uh, al- almost every single planet in the game. So like trees, bushes, shrubbery, things like that. Condensed carbon is another one of those. It's basically carbon, it's just more concentrated and more powerful. You can find these like the spiky red crystals all over planets. So it's just another crafting component. Let's see, what else do we have here? Cobalt is very important to have, but not at first. Cobalt can be found inside caves like the stalagmites, stalactites. It is used to craft, let's see here, your ion batteries. So these batteries aren't essential. They're more, concentrated, things to use up if you don't want to use your sodium or sodium nitrate. Sodium nitrate is basically, sodium, but it's just more concentrated, much like condensed carbon is with regular carbon. So that's basically everything that you would need at first. Everything else are different items and components needed to craft a bunch more things. Like antimatter is something you definitely will need, and antimatter housing is used to create warp cells. Now, I don't have any warp cells on me right now, but I do have the warp hypercore, which requires antimatter housing and some of these storm crystals. So, let's see, dihydrogen is very important as well because dihydrogen is also used, I believe, to create to craft starship launch fuel. You would absolutely need that if you wish to leave the planet. The game starts you off with just a little bit, but you will need to continuously craft these. You could buy them, but they are quite expensive. So um, I do have quite the extensive inventory, as you can see. I've been playing this for 9 years, and this is basically what my inventory has looked like for many years, actually. So, so the ion battery, you need cobalt and ferrite dust. So, your basic components. Metal plating, ferrite dust, antimatter housing, oxygen, and ferrite dust. Ferrite dust is basically used in most formulas and different items that you make. So, hermetic seal is condensed carbon. Dihydrogen jelly is from dihydrogen, of course. Antimatter, you need chromatic metal and condensed carbon. Now, to get chromatic metal, the easiest and best way to get that is by a very important ingredient called copper. So, copper can be found on most planets, but it's not the only way you can craft chromatic metal. You take copper or one of these other elements here, indium, emerald, cadmium, things like that. There's a few more. I just can't remember off the top of my head. There's so many things, but you can stick some copper into your refiner, or really any refiner, and that transforms it into chromatic metal. So you'll find out right away that chromatic metal is very important to have. So let's see here. I'm just looking through everything. Magnetized ferrite, not as important. It's used in more crafting items, technology, things like that. Now, in terms of the technology, I like to organize things in such a way where things are grouped together. That's pretty much what you want to do. Like there is such a thing as adjacency bonuses. So if you have this cold hazard protection unit right here, along with the other component next to each other, there's a white border that surrounds it, giving it extra bonuses. The jetpack, basically the same thing, but the border is yellow. So that applies with your exosuit, your starship, and multi-tool, and even your capital ship systems. And by extension, the exocrafts as well. So basically everything in the game, if one piece of technology looks like another, I would group them together for extra bonuses. Here's all my life support stuff. I got some X class, and I can do a separate video on that if you wish. But I got a bunch of X class upgrades that I've just been farming the crap out of stats, trying to maximize my efficiency. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much that. I have my life support right there, my jetpack right there, my hazard protection up here and down here. A couple extra bits and bobs that you can use or you don't have to use. So that's basically my backpack. So if you want to take a look at my inventory, go right ahead. Feel free to pause it. Got a bunch of things here that I've collected over the years. I usually like to keep two inventory spaces completely empty. Two up and down, and then this whole row and this whole bottom row totally vacant, in case there's something that I'm doing, something I'm gathering, and then when I'm done, I either sell them or transfer them to a different inventory. So here's my Millennium Falcon. I'm still working on it, but let me give you a better example of Starship inventory. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of fishing too. So um, everybody has their own way of doing things, but the way I like to do things, I like to group things up um, where everything points downward. So all this stuff is my launch thrusters. This stuff is the pulse drive. This is the hyperdrive, shielding, and you got your various weapons and things like that. Scanners all the way on this side. So that's just how I like to do things. I know the better way of doing it is by clumping them together in groups of six, like this way, but it's just more visually appealing for me. So that's how I like to do it. Feel free to do things your way. But these are the X-Class upgrades I was talking about. So multi-tool, this is how I like to organize things. I put your mining beam right there, weapon there, an additional weapon down here. You got your plasma launcher, different tools and things, and grouping the scanner things together. So capital ship, um, I looked up online the supposed best way to organize things, and this is pretty much what I found. I just went for it. So if you want to get a good look at that, you totally could. So um, it was a pretty short video this time, but I just wanted to point out a few things that you might need. I mean, later on, you would need things like, these unstable plasma to recharge your uh, where to go, the plasma launcher. Um, Ferrite dust is also used to craft ammunition, so you can just go to the different recipes here. Uh, you get all your different components and stuff that you'll eventually learn. Now, see, here's the warp cell. Like I was saying, you need one antimatter housing and one antimatter to form a standard warp cell. So, other than that, you have all these different things that you can craft and learn over time. And if you want to quickly learn all these recipes, I recommend checking out the anomaly in the very back room. So there's a lot of things to keep track of here now. I can't remember what I was searching for before. Um, you got the Starshield battery, which is used with tritium and gold. And now that I'm on the subject, yes, you would absolutely need tritium. Um, Here it is. You would need tritium to refuel your pulse drive. So forgive me for not touching on that sooner. Again, there's a lot of things to keep track of here, and that's basically the point of this video, to try to keep things from getting too overwhelming. But for the most part, you would need ferrite dust, sodium, cobalt, carbon, condensed carbon, definitely copper as soon as you can get copper. Tritium. So those items are basically the only things that you truly need at first, um, because they can be used to craft most of the important items in the game. So again, like your warp cells and refueling your weapons, your starship, basically recharging your life support and hazard protection. So I hope that narrows things down for you. If this helps out, uh, please let me know down in the comments if I did a good job trying to break everything down. I've never actually had to explain it to anyone before, so I hope it helped, and I plan on making a heck of a lot more beginner's guide videos in the future. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.